Welcome back to Cactus TV. We're super excited to have you here for our second episode. We're shooting at home at Alamo City Studios.
And we have a tasty snack of a guest for you guys. Ernest, Sauceda, a creative powerhouse making moves right here in the city of the Alamo, San Antonio.
All right, so here we have Ernest Sauceda, who is absolutely a phenomenal talent. And when I say talent, I definitely mean all-encompassing. Not only does he sing, he plays violin, he dances, he acts, and he even puts together shows. And right now, that's kind of what we want to talk about, because that's why we brought you on. Tell us, what is Violin Odyssey?
Good question. Okay, can I do a little backstory on how this started?
Yes, please
really quick. So, I was a violinist on Disney Cruise Line for a short bit. And part of that gig was to make up my own sets of like what I'm going to play, right? So I was like, well, it'd be really cool if I do like a Latin set and then one of like Italian music. So all like with violin covers. So it was born from that. I ended up writing this little show as a student, like show for schools. And it was to help kids understand the different cultures throughout the world using my instrument. And I hired a few dancers, we had some few costume pieces, and we did it at a few elementaries like a year ago. So after that, I decided it'd be really cool to do a full-length version of this show. So that's what Violin Odyssey is. It's basically that school production, but now bigger, more dancers, more costume pieces, more music, all covered with the violin, taking people through a musical journey throughout the whole world.
Pause there, because I know you do a lot of stuff on Instagram. I see like his awesome posts all the time. He has like awesome TikToks.
Yes.
And so many things happening on social media. I know I'm steering away a little bit, but I want to know like what's the strangest DM you've ever gotten? I know people like to slide into performers' DMs.
Yeah, they do.
So a direct message that you got that you thought, hey, what's this? This is weird, or this is cool, or I like this. What is that?
It was someone asking me out on a date. And the funniest part was that it wasn't a guy. It was a female. Like hitting on me in my DMs.
And that's not okay with you?
It's absolutely okay with me.
Yeah.
I just like barking up the wrong tree, you know?
Yeah, you are.
What did she say? Where was she asking you to go? Or
I don't even, she wasn't from San Antonio. But it was just like a random follower that I have whose support I thoroughly am grateful for. But like, hey, love your music so much, you're so cute, ha ha ha.
Hey, let's go eat
I
dinner.
know, yeah. And I was like, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Thanks.
well, you can be sexy to both genders, so that's
Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
awesome. So I'm sure a lot of women find you attractive and all of that talent too.
Oh
That's
my God.
I mean,
Super
so
sexy.
badass.
I don't blame them.
I don't either. When did you realize, because you mentioned it's you and like a singer, dancers, when did you realize you wanted to actually make the show come to life centered around the violin? Because like you said, you're not adding those extra musicians, so it's really just the violin, a vocal, and a dance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but why?
I think there was a defining moment when I was performing with in like an auditorium full of 4th and 5th graders, which were going crazy. I added Let It Go in there, which, you know, they like.
Well, yeah.
So anyway, there was a moment in there where I was like, I think I'm onto something here, and I think this would do really well as like a massive production. So it was, while we were performing at the school while I was playing, there was a moment where I decided to make this an actual thing and try and push it as far as I can push it. So yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's the violin like leading the whole show. It's
wow.
cool.
So like the narrator almost.
Ooh, yeah, good work.
Thanks. Credits.
Yeah.
for sure. And I know you're inspiring a lot of kids along the way, so that's really beautiful. Also, we know that you have a live stream coming up on the 28th. Can you tell us about that? Is that going to be like a teaser for Violin Odyssey? Is it something completely different?
So the December 28th live stream is something completely different. So I work with a pianist. His name is Doug Bolt. We've done a few concerts together.
Is he a good pianist?
The best.
The best pianist
Doug
ever.
Bolt?
Yeah, Doug Bolt. He's really cool.
Does he have a social media too? Or
He does not.
No?
His wife does, and we'll tag her.
Okay,
Cool.
well.
But,
His wife.
but he's great. We've worked together for a
Not
few
the
concerts.
best pianist I know personally. Just throwing that out there.
He's great. The concert was supposed to happen in May, like in person, but then COVID, you know, so
Yeah.
we pushed it back a
We
few
don't talk
months.
about that. Edit.
Yeah. Ugh.
COVID is forbidden. on
Cut.
this show.
Yeah. So now we're doing live stream for the holidays.
Okay.
And yeah, it'll be great.
So
And
will it be Christmas music?
most 90% of it will be Christmas music, and then a few classical tunes in there as well.
But with him, you don't just get your regular live streams. Like, it's like super incredible. You need to check it out because it's like you're hypnotized. You can watch the whole thing, and it's you don't want to just scroll when you see his posts. So be sure to check that out.
And that's a great point because actually you have done it all, and that's where a lot of your inspiration comes from. You were in youth orchestras. You were like first chair in your high school orchestra. You went to Disney Japan. You got invited to be a performer in Disney Japan. You've done live theater in California, here, everywhere. You're just so incredibly creative. Mm-hmm. What do you do in between? Is that where things like Violin Odyssey come from? Like, what do you do in between the next adventure?
Yeah. Yes, the answer is yes. That's where it comes from. Mm-hmm. Of like, what, I don't have a gig right now. What can I create? Or how can I make momentum right now? So it's during those like little down periods where I want to work on something and I feel like I always need to be creating something or I'm not fulfilled. Yeah. So, I mean, you guys know that. Yeah. So, yeah,
Hello,
that's where
Cactus
those...
TV.
Right. Literally, right? So that's where those things come from, where it's like literally like, this probably started as like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's how Violin Odyssey was like, wouldn't it be cool if I just like played this song on my violin and then lo and behold, and now look at us here, you know?
Yes.
So, yeah.
And do you find that your flow just comes, like if you keep your flow going, do you ever stop or is the flow just constant for you? Because I know for some of us, like the flow stops and it's like so hard to get it back. What do you do to bring that flow back?
Yeah, it definitely like dips, you know?
Yeah, for everyone.
So I take advantage of when I'm feeling it, like I'll pull all-nighters just to work on something.
Yeah.
But then when it dips, I like to read a lot, so I'll read books that help inspire my creativity, or I journal.
What's one of your favorite books that you recently read?
The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron.
Ooh, that's a great one.
Read it and reread it and read it.
I'm reading that now. It's amazing. And you do your journaling, your 3 pages in the mornings?
Yes.
Isn't it life-changing?
No, it is.
Oh my God.
Now I feel left out because I haven't read it.
I'll give you a copy.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, so now switching to food because we love food.
Yeah, same me.
We heard that you're a vegan. Why? What made you come to become a vegan? Was it because of animal cruelty, or is it because you like the tasty plants and fruits? What was it?
Because I know you haven't always been a vegan, Ernest.
No, I have not been. It was kind of a little of all of the above. I live a pretty active lifestyle right now, but I wanted to be healthier on the inside. Mm-hmm. And plant-based diet was just a way for me to do it. It's not like the solution for everyone, but I enjoy it. I like the taste. And a lot of it is for animal cruelty's sake. I just feel bad. Like, I love all animals.
Yes, me too.
I'm like, no, don't hurt them.
All animals.
All.
Even cockroaches taste.
Ew, no,
Ew,
I'm
not
allergic.
those.
Yes. You have to save the cockroaches.
I
They're
am
essential.
I am legit allergic to cockroaches.
You are not allergic
Yes,
to
I
cockroaches.
am. I have the doctor's results to prove it.
She says that when she doesn't like something. So,
that's not
for
true.
example, if she doesn't like onions, she'll say, I'm allergic to onions.
So they don't put them in the burger. But that's different. That's different. No,
No,
I am legit allergic to cockroaches. You know what? I'm going to post it on Instagram for you guys. I am allergic to cockroaches.
Somebody get me a cockroach costume. I'll wear it on the next show.
No, ma'am.
You know what's ironic? I'm a vegan, but I have a hot dog costume.
I bet you do. I bet you get a lot of use. I bet you get a lot of use out of that hot dog costume. A lot of people might see someone of your caliber and think, wow, they are always on. They always have it together. They're always ready. You know, they never have any issues with self-esteem. Vanessa and I know, as much as you know, that that's not true. We all have moments of self-doubt. So what would you share with any aspiring musicians or creators, performers, when that self-doubt does start to creep in and you start to feel like, am I good enough?
I've experienced that, like waiting in lines to audition and waiting in a holding room and for my group to go dance or to go sing, whatever. And you hear other people through the door and you're like, well, damn, I'm not that good. Or like, what am I doing here? And it's for me, and I'm sure it is for you guys too, it's this snowball effect of like, well, I'm not good enough. Well, I probably look fat too. And like, look at this shirt. Or I didn't get a haircut. Or I didn't shave today. So to help me reel that back in, I have to really be careful of the story I'm telling myself and ask myself, are these thoughts I'm telling myself, are they rooted in truth? Like, and does this apply to me right now? So like, I deal a lot with like self-esteem issues, like body confidence and like how I look physically. So when those thoughts happen of like, I'm too fat to book this job, like that's just a thought that happens for me a lot. Yeah. Like, okay, Ernest, like, what do I really know about that thought? Like, is that really true right now? And does that affect this outcome? And all this has to happen like really quickly because I'm going to go into this room in 30 seconds and try and sing. You know? So I would just say be really careful of what you're telling yourself and ask yourself, are those things rooted in truth?
I love that. And first of all, you are in super great shape, and you know that.
Yes.
I hope you know that because you look amazing. And we know that you do a couple of fitness classes. I know a friend of mine took some stiletto workout classes with you, and she told me they were a lot of fun. Raina actually told me those. So, is there any move that you can show us that we can do? Stacy loves to dance, so we would like to. Maybe, is there anything that you can show us? Maybe here at the desk, or we can go to the other area and do something over there. What do you think?
Definitely show you guys. We'll need more room.
Okay,
though.
we'll need more room.
Okay,
So,
so
what do you guys? Ernest was going to show us a couple of moves. What are you going to show us today?
Okay, something super simple.
Simple.
One of our biggest stiletto fitness classes.
Oh,
Right. Here we go. We're going to start with our hips. They're going to roll to the right. So we're going to roll to the right. There you go. And then we'll go back the other way to the left.
Yes.
Okay.
Feel at
And
home.
then we're going to take our right hand. We're going to pretend there's lotion on it.
Ow.
You're gonna, straight leg, you're going to rub lotion down your leg. Yeah. And then come back up.
We have one or two more questions for you. Are you okay? Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling awesome.
You're feeling awesome? Okay. So tell us a little bit. Vanessa touched on it earlier. You have a lot of social media presence right now, mainly because you're trying to build up interest for Violin Odyssey and for the live stream on the 28th, right? You have a Patreon now, right? So in a second, I want you to tell me what is Patreon. Give us your Patreon information. Give us your TikTok information. I heard a rumor that you also have an OnlyFans now. So go ahead and give us.
Oh my God.
Go ahead and give us all of that juicy info, because Daddy is trying to pay for a new show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, and she's not cheap.
No,
Those are not cheap.
she's an
They're
expensive
not.
little bitch.
Yeah, she is. She's pricey.
So give us the
Let's
information.
start.
Ernest.
What's your Patreon?
Okay, so Patreon. Basically, all the handles are Violin Odyssey. So
Violin.
patreon.com/Violin
That's not true.
Odyssey. Except the OnlyFans.
So what
No,
is
your
Patreon for
TikTok-
people that don't know?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Patreon, right?
I'm gonna leave this in, by the way.
Okay, wait.
No, but people don't know what Patreon
I know
is.
that's a
so-
good question.
Tell us what Patreon is, Ernest.
Okay, so Patreon is a unique social media platform where people can actually subscribe to different artists they can find on Patreon, and it's a monthly subscription. And what's really cool is that the artists themselves actually sets tiers and price ranges for those tiers. So, for example, for Violin Odyssey, I have 3 tiers: a $5 tier, a $19 tier, and a $25 tier. And when you choose to subscribe at either of those tiers, you get all kinds of benefits that go along with those tiers. So all this to help support a project that the artist is trying to do. For me, it's Violin Odyssey. For other artists, it's whatever it may be. But
Creation
it's
in
a
general.
subscription-based model, similar to GoFundMe, but instead of a big chunk, now it's just monthly, little chunks a month at a time. And you get cool rewards.
Nice. So when do you plan to premiere Violin Odyssey?
Yeah, so right now, we're set to do a filming of it in March with minimal to no audience. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
But we'll have it professionally shot in March, release some footage to start promoting in May over the summer, and then we'll do it live in August.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ernest, for that lovely information. Be sure to check out Violin Odyssey, Iva.